Hi everyone, I'm Maricho Petrosky. All of our recipes are on our website, ad-free at happyfeetsandpaws.com. Today we are going to make chocolate butternut munchkin. First, brush all sides of the cake pan with 1 to 2 tablespoons of softened unsalted butter. Wipe the lip of the pan and sprinkle 2 to 3 teaspoons of unsweetened cocoa powder. Turn it sideways, then tap in a circular motion to cover all sides with the powder. Shake off the excess powder and place the parchment paper. This will make the cake not stick on the cake pan. Set aside for later. Then let's sift 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 3/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, a teaspoon of baking powder, couple of teaspoons of baking soda, 1 3/4 cups of brown sugar, and a teaspoon of salt. Carefully sift the dry ingredients in a large mixing bowl. Fitted with a flat beater, mix the dry ingredients using your stand or hand mixer, then set aside. Then in a medium-sized measuring cup, beat 2 large eggs. Pour 1 1/2 cups of buttermilk and 1/2 cup of canola oil. Mix the wet mixture until well blended. Turn on the mixer, set it to low speed and carefully pour the wet mixture into the dry ingredients. To enhance the chocolatey taste, pour 1/2 cup of freshly brewed coffee. Continue mixing until the batter turns smooth. Then carefully pour half of the chocolate batter into the 9-inch pan, or use 2 pans if available. You should be able to make 2 layers of the chocolate cake. Tap and shake to remove the air bubbles. Bake for 25 minutes in a preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Meanwhile, let's mix our ingredients for our butternut streusel. Combine 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour, a cup of powdered milk, and 3/4 cup of powdered sugar. Add a dash of cardamom and a dash of nutmeg. Mix thoroughly until well incorporated. You can add desiccated coconut flakes, but I choose to leave them out. I use my pestle to carefully pulverize the lumps of the powdered sugar. In a medium saucepan, melt a stick of softened unsalted butter over medium heat. Add a teaspoon of red food color and a teaspoon of the yellow. Melt the butter and mix until the color changes to bright orange. Then carefully add the powdered milk mixture. Mix well until the mixture changes color. Make a well and add more food color as needed. And mix until they are well blended. Mix again to coat the powder mixture until you achieve the shade of orange you want. Then turn the heat off and transfer the streusel into a medium-sized bowl. Pulverize and mix into a fine powder. Then 25 minutes later, remove the cake from the oven and allow it to cool down completely. In the meantime, heat a pint of heavy whipping cream in a saucepan over low heat. Simmer for 3 to 5 minutes while constantly stirring it to prevent film from forming. While it is warm, pour it right away into a bowl with 3/4 cup of bittersweet chocolate chips. Pour a teaspoon of vanilla extract and mix well, then set the chocolate ganache aside for later. Turn the cooled cakes onto a cutting board. Slice them so they may fit into the food processor. But sorry, because I just can't wait to do a taste test. Put the slices of cakes into the food processor. Cover the food processor and pulse the cake into fine particles, but do not overdo it so it doesn't turn into mush. Transfer the ground-up cake into a large bowl. Then go ahead and scoop a packed full and firmly shape it into a ball. Go ahead and drop the ball into the chocolate ganache. Coat it well and use a fork to transfer it onto a wire rack. Let it sit for 2 minutes to get rid of the excess chocolate. before you generously dredge them in a bowl with streusel or crumb toppings. Then arrange them to a cake platter or stand. And there you have it, my chocolate butternut munchkins or donut holes. Enjoy!